Ladies and gentlemen, this is Masa of SoftBank from Japan.
SoftBank. It started as a software distributor, grew into a telecom giant,
and zero revenue. Employees, maybe 35, 40 employees.
If you're updated on news on the investing sphere, you've probably heard all about SoftBank and how it has been unmasked as a NASDAQ whale. It sounds pretty intimidating, doesn't it? But what does it even mean? What is SoftBank, and why has it been dubbed as the whale? That's exactly what I'm going to be talking about in this video, so sit back and relax as we take a look at SoftBank and how it invested a whopping 30 trillion into NASDAQ. This is Business Explained. To learn more about all things money, get educated about how to do business, become business savvy, and enjoy more videos like these, subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell, and may you be granted with many sweet returns. Let's dive into SoftBank's history first. Masayoshi Son is founder and CEO of the SoftBank Group Corporation. The company started out as a software distributor in Japan. SoftBank also went into the publishing business because in 1982, this was something that was booming in Japan. Eventually, SoftBank would grow into a telecom giant and span across many industries, making itself a massive conglomerate. In 1996, Masayoshi Son ventured into internet services and joined with an American internet company called Yahoo. They went on to create Yahoo Japan, which became the dominant platform throughout the country. In the year 2000, SoftBank made its most successful investment ever, investing $20 million into Chinese internet venture Alibaba. When Alibaba went public in 2014, SoftBank's investment got them $60 billion. Note that this was during a time when a lot of online companies weren't doing so well. Talk about a big risk paying off. In January 2005, SoftBank became the owner of Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, a professional baseball team. In early 2017, SoftBank announced that it would invest in other companies, specifically in the tech industry. Massive investments also came from Apple, Qualcomm, Sharp, and the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Around 30 companies have been invested into because of this fund. These companies include Uber, Arm, Nvidia, and WeWork. In 2019, SoftBank released a Vision Fund 2. SoftBank invested only less than half of the total money they did on the first one on their second Vision Fund. According to Sun, the performance of Vision Fund 1 is not that great, therefore we decided not to do the marketing for Vision Fund 2 for the partners for a while. He also said that he will not raise capital until the companies he had invested into showed better performance. It was promised to the public that their investments for the Vision Fund 2 would change and would be better. However, the coronavirus pandemic happened, leaving many of the Vision Fund's bets in an even worse situation. Last September 4th, 2020, it was revealed that SoftBank, the massive conglomerate, had been dubbed the NASDAQ whale. Just by the sheer volume SoftBank was buying, they were called a whale in the market industry. This means that they have the money to change the tides of the market itself. They recently have been purchasing call options and tech stocks, particularly within the United States in the last few months. Call options are financial contracts that give the option buyer the right to buy a stock at a specified price within a time period, without obligation. This is a move wherein they wait for the stock to rise before they buy it at the old price, either to break even or get more than what they paid for. In recent weeks, SoftBank was able to lift the market and make investors almost forget about the COVID-19 pandemic. Them buying an option signaled to other investors that there could be a potential shift in the momentum of the market. They were showing to everybody that the price of these stocks would soon rise. It is showing undue optimism to retail investors who pour their savings into something they would not have done otherwise. Others, however, say that what they're doing is market manipulation in a legal manner. They could have given investors the wrong signal, instead of the company actually being a good company. SoftBank put a lot of money into them, thus changing the price for demand and supply. These actions trigger a feedback loop. Other people buy the actual stocks under the notion that the rally is about to happen, which they just fulfill themselves. SoftBank paid around $4 billion with a notional value of $30 billion. The NASDAQ market was at a low last March, slowly climbing up. However, on September 3rd, it went down 5% and then down another 2.5% the following day, coming up to a sudden reverse for this week with an 83% increase in the market stocks. This atmosphere creates a stock market vulnerable to bursts of volatility, according to Nomura strategist Charlie McElligott. He also said that the volatility complex seems broken, and this shows that something's gotta give. Some market veterans were shocked about the amount of investment SoftBank is willing to put into the market. Some analysts and professionals are even commenting that SoftBank's actions are some of the biggest trades they've seen since they started being a player in the field.
Okay, we have 100% right to have sole decision making between our investment committee.
When Wall Street knew that there were purchases of call options, it was virtually the only thing that Wall Street could talk about. It was part of the big melt-up in big technology stocks. Last August, Tesla, Alphabet, Amazon, and Apple's share price rose. During this period, tech giants were able to benefit in some way. Because of the pandemic, there was a rise in online shopping, video streaming, and for both work from home or study from home hardware and software. The increase in share prices was because of the NASDAQ whale. SoftBank's aggressive move into the options market definitely marked a new chapter for this company. Masayoshi-san shifted their strategy from the usual backing of private companies like WeWork and DoorDash to investing in companies that were public like Amazon, Tesla, and Netflix. Naoki Fujiwara, a fund manager at Shinkin Asset Management, had this to say. For institutional investors who understand how option trades work, many don't anticipate a major impact on SoftBank's earnings. Some investors are worried the derivatives trades will lead to major losses again. This strategy is viewed by many as high risk by many investors, who fear that the market could move greatly and leave SoftBank with many losses. SoftBank shareholders wiped almost $9 billion off its market value last Monday, September 9th, 2020, just after it was released that the NASDAQ whale had driven US technology stocks high enough. Around 30% of SoftBank's investors are recovering from the company's major failures over the past year, namely investing with WeWork, whom SoftBank saved last year, and payments group Wirecard, which had to file for insolvency alongside a €1.7 billion alleged accounting fraud. SoftBank lost $660 million in derivative losses and $7 billion in operations. Shares of the company closed down 7.2% on the Tokyo Exchange. Before the big reveal of the NASDAQ whale, US markets were closed for Labor Day, but before the Monday drop, SoftBank shares had risen by a third this year. Some insiders were worried that the company was gobbling up options, making everybody nervous even within the company itself. And now, it seems that even though they have already gobbled up so many of the options, the whale is still hungry.
That way we work harder, it's for any organization, any family.
What are your thoughts on SoftBank? Do you think it should just keep investing? Will their continuous investment ultimately lead them to lose a lot of money? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'll be responding to all of you who comment within the first hour of me posting this video. If you like this video, you should definitely check out my video called Facebook Banning Political Ads Before a US Election. If you ever want to reach thousands or even millions of people in one go, the best way to do it is through social media. There are tons of social media platforms available on the internet, and Facebook takes the crown as the largest and most prominent social networking site of them all. There are currently roughly 2.70 billion active users on Facebook each month, and that number won't seem to dwindle within the next few years. It's where a lot of people go to stay updated on current events and catch up on all the things they missed. Which is probably why the social media platform announced that it will be banning new political ads from running a week before the presidential elections, which will be held on the 3rd of November 2020. Why is Facebook deciding to do this? What are the implications of this ban moving forward? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in Facebook banning political ads before US Election Day. Stay tuned, stay educated.